what is good for our world and what is not good for our world. Because if you say dharma, this normal word we can say dharma. What is this, Swamiji? Dharma we don't know. We are that too. We born in Kerala. We know what is dharma, what is adharma, everything. But actually speaking, we don't know really what is meant by dharma. Dhritarashtra dharma, we say that which holds you is dharma. But what that is holding you, that we don't know first of all. Because after knowing that only, then we can able to know, yes, this is what our dharma. So, if you don't know, in all our sense, it is not only for you or me, even for every people, we have this puzzle. What to do, what not to do.
What to do, what not to do.
So, to
So,
understand this,
to
we require
understand
certain
this, we require
clarification.
certain clarification.
So, for this clarification purpose only, this Bhagavad Gita is meant. I hope my voice is clear.
Yes, Maharaj.
Thank you.
Earlier there was an echo, now it is clear.
Okay. So, in this, one biggest problem what we have is really what is dharma and why we have to follow these things. Even in the Brahma Sutra Bhashyam, Shankaracharya again and again mentioned we have this small thing, petty ahankara. That is, as Sri Ramakrishna beautifully said, God is one and we are all zero. When we put so many zero, it doesn't have any value. But when we put one in front of all that zero, then became it value. One became 10, 100, 1,000, 10,000, lakhs, like that it goes. So similarly, if you remove that one, nothing is remaining. Everything is, you put n number of zero, but it doesn't have any value. Similarly, we are all zero and that God is one. If you keep God or Atma, both are same, Paryaya Padam, we call it in Sanskrit. Both are similar only. So if we keep the God with us, in front of us, in our life, day-to-day life, then everything will become easy. But is it that much easy to, it is easy to mention, but tough to follow. So, Vigata Samam, we have to be balanced. And here Arjuna, he had a Vishada. In the first chapter, the first chapter is known as Arjuna Vishada Yogam. Vishada, this word you are all very familiar. Vishada means some Vita Shokaha Vishada. Some sorrow is there. Of course, in all our life, always we want only happiness. We don't want sorrow. Why? Because we think, no, we are Purnatvam. We should be happy. It is not wrong. Because the Veda himself says, Anando Brahme Divyajanat Anandadhe Vakal Vimani Bhutani Jayante Anande Najatani Jivanti Anandam Prayam Hyapisham Vishantiti. The Taittiriya Upanishad goes like this. So we all born with happiness. Ananda means happiness. That's why we don't want to give up our happiness. When we are having some problem in our life, when we are having sorrow, we are not able to digest it. But the world is full of duality. Duality means when there is a happy, there will be sorrow too. It is inevitable, unavoidable, which we can't able to escape. As even in day-to-day life, you can see coin has both the side. If one side is good and another side is not good, then the shopwala, they will not accept that coin rupees. Even the currency has both the sides. In day, every day we have day and night. If day alone is there, we don't know what is meant by night. If night alone is there, then we don't know, we can't able to work in our life at all. So day and night. ഈ ലോകത്തില് பகலும் உண்டு ராவும் உண்டு. ராவுல சூரிய வரும், அதே போல ராத்திரி சந்திரன் வரும். ராத்திரியும் ராவும் இருந்தா மாத்திரமே அது ஒரு டேவா, ஒரு நாளா மாறும், தினமா மாறும், திவசமா மாறும். இல்லைங்கனில் திவசம் நமக்கு பூர்ணத்துவம் கெட்டாது. போலவே இவ்வாழ்க்கையிலையும் ஆனந்தமும் உண்டு, சுகமும் உண்டு, துக்கமும் உண்டு. சுகம் மாத்திரமே உண்டெங்கனில் அது லைஃபா ஆகாது, வாழ்க்கையா ஆகாம பட்டான்ல. So in our life also we required happiness. Yes, of course we have to accept the sorrow also, but in general, even everybody including me, we don't want any sorrow, we want only happiness. Why? Because we think that happiness is only joy, but whereas the sorrow also sometimes it gives very good things to the society. You all know Parikshit he was born with silver spoon, but he got the Takshakan Shapam from a Brahmin Rishi's son. Because of that only we got Bhagavatam. Similarly here in the Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna got Vishadam. Vishadam means he got full of sorrow. He not able to determine which is good, which is bad. So finally he has to depend upon the God. So he asked, and everybody in our life also, we have to depend upon God. At one point of time, at least, we have to depend upon God. If we are not able to depend upon God, then comes the crucial problem. God will start playing with us. Instead of we are playing to God, God will start playing with us. Then we have to undergo for the serious sufferingness. Instead of that, if we are suffering, yes, we accept it, and when we surrender to God, then there is a beautiful thing. That is what Sri Krishna says in his Bhagavad Gita also. It is not a new thing, it is not a new concept. Even in Bhagavatam there is an Puranjanoka Upakyanam. You all well famous, I need not to say, because Kerala Divya Desham is full of Bhagavatam. Everywhere, at least in a nook and corner of one village or in one temple, every day Bhagavata Parayanam is there. So Puranjana Upakyanam will be there. Definitely they will be knowing everybody. Puranjana was a king, and he went with his Saka friend. But at last he has forgotten the entire thing. Then he asked, what is going on here? Everything I have lost, and he has gone in the Maya. So finally he came out of that. That is what Puranjana Upakyam. In another story, Swami Vivekananda also beautifully mentioned, which was Sri Ramakrishna also mentioned in one point of standpoint. Once Narada want to know what is meant by Maya, he asked Lord Vishnu, I want to know about Maya. Then Vishnu said, yes, we both will go to the world and we will see what is Maya. Then Vishnu and Narada, they both were going inside one forest. Suddenly Vishnu asked Narada, I am feeling little thirsty, can you able to bring some water? Then immediately Narada went and he brought little, he was searching for water. At one corner he saw one house, hut was there. Immediately he went to that home and he knocked the door. A beautiful lady came, and Narada forgotten the entire world, and Narada asked that lady, can you marry me? Then immediately that girl father came. He told, yes, I will give my daughter. Then Narada married that girl, and with Narada and that girl, they got lot of children, and many children they started, means 10 or 12 children born. Then slowly they were started in a new life. Then once they were leading in a very joy. At one point there was a big flood came. Then Narada house, wife, children, everybody were washed out by the water. And at last Narada was in the water and he was shouting, "Oh Sri Hari, please protect me, please protect me." Then immediately Sri Hari gave his hand and he told, "What, Narada? I asked for water." Then immediately Narada told, "Swami, I have undergone for such a treatment. I have lost the entire thing and I have married one girl and I have produced 10 children also. All they are now washed away." Then Vishnu told Narada, "Now you understood, this is what Maya." And similarly, then immediately Narada understood the same story like this. Once again, in the Vedas also repeated, in the Vishnu Puranam, the same story but in another way. A disciple and a guru. There the guru name is not mentioned and the disciple name also not mentioned. In Bhagavatam it is Puranjanopakhyanam. Similarly in the Veda, in the Mundaka Upanishad, beautifully it is given an example. Dva suparna sayuja sakaya samana vriksham parishasva jate tayoranya pitpalam swadvatti anashna anyan abhichakashiti. Like that one sloka comes. There also two birds were sitting in a same tree and one bird just slowly that bird want to eat some fruits because he is feeling hungry. So in the same tree two birds were there. One bird slowly went inside near the one fruit and it started eating that fruit and it was very tasty and that bird started eating. When it is eating, it is becoming slowly dark. On the other hand, in the same branch, another one bird was there, but that bird it is not eating anything. Though it felt hungry, but it is not eating anything and it was just sitting on that same branch. And the bird which was eating, nourishing the fruits, it was slowly growing and slowly decaying. At one point, this fruit eaten bird started dying. It did. And this is what the Veda says, Dva suparna sayuja sakhaya. Two birds and both were born with golden color. But since the birds started eating the fruits, it became black color and slowly it got decay and died. But whereas the bird which is on the same branch, which was not eating any fruits, it has not died and it was sitting as it is. Similarly, why I want to pinpoint all those things? In our life also, in our body, we think, Swamiji, இது எந்த சரீரம்? யா அறியும்? என் சிறு பிராயத்திலிருந்து அறியும் சுவாமிஜி, ഈ ശരീരത്തിൽ യാ മാത്രമേ ഉണ്ടുണ്ട് நீங்க പറഞ്ഞா அதுவே அஜ்ஞானம். ഈ ദേഹം, ഈ ശരീരം ആ വൃക്ഷമാക്കും. ഈ വൃക്ഷത്തിൽ രണ്ട് പറവയുണ്ട്. ഒന്ന് ജീവാത്മ, മറ്റൊന്ന് പരമാത്മ. ഈ ശരീരത്തിലും ജീവാത്മാன்ற அகங்காரத்தோடு கூடிய நம்ம அகம் மமஹ என்னும் அபிப்பிராயம் உண்டு. அது கழிச்சு ஆத்மான்னு ஒரு வஸ்து உண்டு. ഈ ആത്മാ സിരു പ്രായം തൊട്ട് നമ്മ ദേഹത്തോടെ ഇരുന്ന് ഈ ദേഹം മരിക്കും സമയത്തില ഈ ആത്മാ വേറെ ഒരു ദേഹത്തെ നോക്കി ചെല്ലും. When we are dying, this Atma will shift from this body to another body. Just like as Krishna mentioned in the Bhagavad Gita, Vasamsi Jirnani Yatha Vighaya Navani Ghrannani Naroparani Tata Sharirani Vighaya Jirnani Anyani Sanyani Navani Dege. Just we remove our old dress and wear new dress every day. This Atma also remove this body and take the new body. Why we want to mention this? This is what actually our life. Every day, our Atma within our body we have to, you can experience this. This is not a satsanga just to know about Bhagavad Gita alone. Practically, I want each and everybody to should experience this, because it is not just for show my pandityam or to you people, you all well read about Bhagavad Gita not once or twice, more than 10 or 12 or 100, and you all expert in Bhagavad Gita. But what is the implication of Bhagavad Gita in our life that we are never experienced? Because we all know from the mind point of view, but we don't know from the soul point of view. We should know from us. There is a beautiful example. Why I am telling this? This is a beautiful example. Is there in Ramana Maharshi life? Once somebody asked, Swamiji, Bhagavan, we know that our mind is the main reason for liberation or for bondage, as said by Shankara Bhagavad Padal in his Viveka Chudamani, Manayeva Manushyanam Karanam Bandhamokshayoho. Mind is the reason for liberation as well as for bondage. If you want to be a bondage slave, yes, your mind is there. If you want to be a liberated person, Mukta Jivatma, your mind is there. You can live at any point of view. You can be a brahmachari, you can be a sannyasi, you can be a grahastha, you can be a vanaprastha, you can be at anything. You can be a rich, you can be a pauper, you can be a well-read person, you can be a illiterate. But if your mind is there, if your mind is accepting, then you are the rich person in this world. You are the learned person in this world. You are the liberated soul in this world. So, mind is the mind. As Swami Sarva Priyananda Maharaj in his lecture once he told in our training center, mind your mind. And that was the topic. And of course, I also given in the same topic, mind your mind. Because mind is the reason for everything. Here, the problem is, we know really what our mind means. This person, coming back to Ramana Maharshi, one person asked, Bhagavan, we know this mind is the main reason for everything. But why we want to knowingly train this mind? That time Bhagavan Ramana not answered anything. He was just keeping quiet. But the next day morning, the person who asked this question, he was just standing beside of Ramana Maharshi. Ramana Maharshi was just following his day-to-day life, day-to-day routine, and there, in the place where he was staying, there was a squirrel. It has given 5-6 small squirrels. Means squirrel kunjigal ellam prasavichu. Then the small squirrels are there, no? They all in a cartoon boxes. One by one, these all squirrels, baby squirrels, they want to come out of the cartoon box and they were just jumping and going. Ramana Maharshi slowly, he brought one by one that squirrels and put it again in the cartoon box. This person was watching it. But again and again, the small baby squirrels, they were jumping and going out, and Ramana Maharshi not spoke anything. He was just keeping it back and trying to get those small squirrels. Again he put back in the small cartoon boxes. Then Ramana told, these baby squirrels don't know, it doesn't know that cat will come and it will eat these baby squirrels. Because they don't know, we should not keep quiet. Similarly, in our life also, our mind is the small squirrel. Every day, our 5 senses. What are those 5 senses? Ear, eye, nose, Mouth is having double duty. One is eating, another one is talking. Other departments are only single department. Eye can able to see, ear can able to hear, touch, skin can able to touch, and nose can able to smell. But mouth is having double duty. It can eat as well as talk. So all the five senses are jumping here and there, now and then. They are going out because the God has created like that. It is not our problem, it is God problem. It is not my own version. As mentioned in the Mundaka Upanishad, in the Katha Upanishad also it is there. Paranchikani Vitrana Swayambhu Tasmat Parang Pashyantina Antaratmaha. But though it is mentioned outside, na pashyati, not able to see, because everything is extroverted. The sense organs are extroverted. But whereas kaschidhiraha pratyagatmanam aikshate, there is some wise people somewhere sitting in one corner, and he will be controlling it, everything. How? Avritta chakshuhu amritatvam, because he controls. There Shankarabhada says avritam vyavritam chakshuhu avritta chakshuhu. When he controls over the sense organs, he can able to control the mind. When the mind is minded, then you can able to control everything. That's why mind your mind. But is the mind is always controlled? No, because at any point of view, even from the student stage or householder stage or vanaprastha stage or a sannyasi stage, anytime temptation may come at various levels. I'm just giving an example. When the students are well read about the
Samjaya, no sound.
Sound is not there.
Disturbance.
Okay.
Not there.
Some breaking in between.
Okay. So sometimes students, they are afraid of examination, though they have well prepared of they might well prepare the entire chapters, but even though their mind is flickering, which question will come, until they see the question paper, their mind will be like a pendulum box. Similarly, in the Grihastha also, every day at the time of when they are getting salary, whether increment is there, whether any promotion is there, how to spend all those money, but within 2-3 days, if you see, everything will go away. Similarly, even at any stage, even running a ashrama, we have to think a lot of things. So mind is always flickering. But with all those things, when we control the mind, there comes a beautiful stage, because of this only Bhagavad Gita is essential. When the mind is getting isolation, when it is becoming restless, we don't know what to do. That time we have to ask one upper portion, and these 5 indriyas are controlled by mind, and the mind is controlled by another one master, and that master is Buddhi. That master Buddhi is very, very important. What is that Buddhi, Maharaj? In Western psychology we called it intellect. Mind, sense organ, and this Buddhi is intellect. But the Buddhi is very, very important. Because of this only, the entire Veda, you take any Rig Veda, Yajur Veda, Sama Veda, Atharvana Veda, or you may be Iyer or Iyengar or Shrauta or Smarta, you may be a Brahmin or Vaishya or Sutra or Kshatriya, but all the Varnashrama Dharmas has to practice one mantra, and that mantra which is used for Buddhi, that mantra everybody has to chant every day, not the tape recorder chanting mantra, but we have to chant from our heart, and that mantra is Gayatri mantra. That is why in the Gayatri mantra, what is there? Dhiyo yona prachodayat. Dhiyo yona prachodayat. Dhi means Buddhi. When the Buddhi, when the intellect is awakened, there comes no oscillation. The Buddhi, when the intellect is settled, when the intellect is tranquil, when the intellect is balanced, then there is no more any suffering, because the body is meant for suffering, whereas my intellect, my mind is always in the clutches of Atma, because I am always Paripurnam. I am Satchit Ananda. Not only a sannyasi, that's why all the sannyasis' names are Ananda. Swami Dashananda will be there. Why? Because they should know that they are always blessed. It is not only for a sannyasi, even for your householders. That is why Sri Ramakrishna, the greatest avatara, he has shown that it is not only for your sannyasis, even for the grahasthashramas, even for your vanaprasthashramas, even for your brahmachari, this ananda can be always experienced in their life. If you take Sri Ramakrishna's Leela Prasanga, at any time, any stage people they may come, but he will give this one point: you are already happy. If you take Sri Bhagavan Ramana Maharishi's life, if you read Talk with Ramana's book, you will find this one question will be repeatedly answered. You may ask any question to Ramana Maharshi, but the answer will be from where this question is coming, there the answer is there, and you are already Purna. You are already know. Swamiji, if we already know, then why you have to take Bhagavad Gita? Because this question once one student asked me. Then I told, because you are forgetting that you are already Ananda. Now somebody is required. Gas is having the power of producing fire. But even though to light the gas, we required one lighter. Wick and oil has the power of producing fire, but they have forgotten. That is why a person matchbox is required. So when you light, then immediately fire will come. Similarly, you people already endowed with happiness, but you all forgotten that Swami, we are suffering. Because this Swami have to take this Bhagavad Gita, and we have to say, people, oh my dear brothers and sisters, you are already happy, your happiness is already there, but only thing is you are all forgotten those things. Now you try to come and experience this happiness which is already within you. And this is what the Bhagavad Gita is also going to say. This Arjuna Vishada Yoga. Arjuna is none other than our own representative. Each man, people, Arjuna, because we all have the same problem. And this problem has to be overcome, and we required a guru. And who is the best guru in this world? Krishnam Bande Jagadguru. Krishnam Bande Jagadguru. Because he has gone to Sandeepa Maharishi Ashrama within 64 days. He has studied all the 64 Vedas and he has completed his course, and he told, now he became Krishnam Bande Jagadguru. Of course, the first sloka you all know. Now today we will enter the first sloka. Shri Arjuna Vishada Yoga Nama Pratamodhyayah. And who was the first person? Dhritarashtra Uvacha. And what is the first sloka? Dharma Kshetre Kurukshetre Samaveta Yuyutsavah Mamaka Pandavas Chaiva Kim Akurvataka Sanjaya. Many people, they forgot this Visarga. Kim Akurvata, there is a Purva Rupa Sandhi. So, Kim Akurvata, it is in past tense. Why? I will explain it. This Dhritarashtra, now first we will explain to that one. It starts from Dhritarashtra, not even Om, not even Atha. All the scripture, it has to start from Omkara or Atha Shabda. Whereas in the Bhagavad Gita, the first person is Dhritarashtra Vacha. Dhritarashtra is a blind person. He is visually challenged person. He is not able to see the world. Swamiji, is it correct? A blind person with a unakkan. one who is not able to see. From him, the Bhagavad Gita has to be started. Yes, because we all actually, Dhritarashtra, we studied many scriptures, but we don't know really what it is there, what is the philosophical meaning, and what its standpoint. Dhritarashtra is one of the great king, though he is visually challenged. I don't know how many of you know his father is Vyasacharya. Another one is he learned many scriptures from Vyasa, and he has studied many things from Uddhava. He has studied many things from Krishna himself. He studied many things from Sanjaya. Sanjaya is also not a normal being. And moreover that, when Sanat Kumara came, Dhritarashtra asked, you please tell me some scriptures, I want to learn something from you. All the time this Dhritarashtra, though he is a visually challenged person, is a blind person, but he is ready to learn many Shastra. And because of that only, from the Mahabharatam, there is a book called Sanat Sujatiyam. I don't know how many of you will read of this. Sanat Sujatiyam, one book is there. Excellent book. It is a conversation between Dhritarashtra and Sanat Kumara. That Sanat Kumara, he will explain about what is real Dharma, and there Dhritarashtra asked everything, and this same Dhritarashtra is the introductory for this Bhagavad Gita. After learning all those things also, he is not really flourished. And how you know he is not having, he is having Agankara? Mamaka, this word is there, Mamaka. Mamaka means in Sanskrit, Mama. Mama means Agankara. Dharma kshetre kurukshetre samaveta yuyutsavaka Mamaka Pandavas chaiva kim akurvata Sanjaya. Hey Sanjaya, he called the Sanjaya after the 9th day war, when the Bhishmacharya was arrowed by Arjuna, and Bhishmacharya was in the arrow bed. Immediately the news reached Dhritarashtra, and he called his minister come personal attendant Sanjaya, and he asked, Vyasa given a special boon to Sanjaya, you please remember, and now you tell me what happened in the war field, in the Yuddha Bhumi. And sitting in Indraprastham, the present Delhi, he asked this question, and immediately Sanjaya, with his special vision, he focused and he asked, and the question is, Mamaka Pandavas chaiva, what happened between my son and their army and Pandavas army? There comes the difference, because he see the duality. He see the duality. Pandavas are another people. My people are Kauravas. This attachment. Even with us also, the same attachment is there. Swamiji, இது எந்த குடும்பம், இது எந்த மக்கள், இது எந்த குஞ்சுகளாக்கும், இதெல்லாம் எந்த ப்ராப்பர்ட்டி, ഈ പ്രോപ്പർട്ടി എതുവും നമ്മ കൊണ്ടുപോകും പറ്റില്ല. ഈ ശരീരം മരിക്കും സമയത്തിൽ ശരീരത്തിൽ ഉള്ള അത്തனை name, fame, degree, or name, position, even gold, even whatever we carry, nothing going to come. Even our own punya papam is going to give another birth. It is not going to be. But if you know that I am the consciousness which is pure and which is always happy, which is always within me, and I am that conscious, I am Satchit Ananda. I am not only Satchidananda in the name sense, but I am the Purna Satchidananda Swarupam. Then this question will not come, because Dhritarashtra is not a king. He is also within us. The Dhritarashtra, each one of us, we are all Dhritarashtra only, because we all connect with our own. My cell phone, my laptop, my house, my room, my paper, my pen, my thing, this my. Whenever we say my, we are Dhritarashtra only. So this Dhritarashtra is asking, what happened to my child and Pandava's child? Then immediately Sanjaya answered, and that is what the next answer will be. And here Sanjaya is answering, what the means there with this question next 699 slokas Dhritarashtra will not come. He only asked this much and he kept silent, and remaining thing Sanjaya through his vision from the day 1 to the last 18 days, because the war was occurred for 18 days. It is full, it is beautifully recorded in the Mahabharatam, and even in our war field, there is the same tactics in our strategies are we have taken. It is all mentioned in the Kaudalya Artha Shastram also. Of course, we need not to go into that deep, but the war was for 18 days, and these 18 days, all Sanjaya going to explain it. Along with Sanjaya is the Buddhi Swarupa. Along with Sanjaya, we will also enter into the Mahabharatam, and we will also enter to the Bhagavad Gita, and we will also enter to our inner consciousness, and let we awake this conscious that we are always the pure, happy consciousness, which is always witnessing from our birth to death. We are always happy, and this same happy should continue forever and ever. With these prayers, we will end today's session. Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsachanura Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum.